Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. I'm a little discombobulated. Not gonna lie. I'm running late today and discombobulated, and you know what? It's okay because sometimes that's what happens. You know, what can you do? Pick up the pieces and move on. Hi guys. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, Jerry. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. How you doing today? That is fantastic to hear. Maybe I'll get a little bit of what you've got going on. Well, it is time to rise and sing. We are singing I Release and I Let Go because that's what we really need to do. I just need to release and let go. So the song is really for me. Just sing along with me if you would. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand, but now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go, and this is what you have to say. I release and I let go, I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Very nice, everyone. Thank you so much for singing. And I'd like to welcome Tina to the platform. We can clap for Tina.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. So nice to see you here today. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. So we always like to start our service by affirming our prayer for our church and our vision and mission statements. So let's say it like we really mean it. Together, we pray, believe, and affirm continued growth and prosperity for Unity of Orange County, with an abundance to spare and share. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. Amen. And our vision? Centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission statement? To awaken, inspire, and transform lives. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank those that helped make this service possible, because honestly, it takes a village. It really does. So first of all, our music team, which really gets us going every morning. We have Bill on keyboard, Jerry on drums, we have Tom on vocals. Thank you guys so much, because you really get the vibe going. We have Mark on camera, and we have John in Waverly streaming, and we had Sybil and Annette giving you a warm Unity welcome. Thank you so much. Diane is doing our daily word today and also guiding us through our meditation. Thank you very much. And our fellowship today was sponsored by the prayer group. That yesterday they had this absolutely fabulous workshop. And if you missed the workshop, you missed out. It was such a good workshop. And I'd really like to give a shout out to Reverend Allison. Thank you so much. We had Just stand up, those of you who were involved. Thank you so much, you guys. Stephanie, Diane, Howard, who isn't here, but all of you guys did such a great job. Thank you again so much. And it was let go, and everybody was really happy and doing the stroll as they left. Okay, so a few of our announcements today. After the service today, buy your raffle tickets with Stephanie. And each month we do have a raffle at the end of, not today?
Well, because we have the town hall, and I was gonna. Oh, it isn't?
Next week is our, that's okay. That's our, okay. Next time. Yes, bring your monies with you next time. The new Circle of Connection book group started February the 22nd, and the book is Art of Abundance by Dennis Merritt Jones, and it is based on the 10 rules for a prosperous life. If you are still interested, see Diane Lukish, and Diane, you want to raise your hand? So that if you're still interested, please join in. The men's group is meeting on the first and third Thursdays of each month. And I think that that's really a great thing. Even the leader is checking in. He's on a cruise, and he's actually checking in from the cruise. He's so dedicated. So that's pretty good. The Unity Lent booklet 2023 is available. Lent is right around, the end of Lent is right around the corner. And Lent did start on February the 22nd. The prayer group will meet on Zoom the first Monday of each month. April's meeting is on the 3rd from 6:30 to 8. And also, if you aren't aware of this, our prayer box is out in the lobby, and you can put your prayers in that prayer box there. Jean will take those prayers. She sends them off to Unity Village, where they will pray over your prayer requests 24/7 for 30 days. Can you imagine that? So it's pretty awesome. Put all your requests in there, please. Also, if you have not filled out one of these, we're trying to update our roster, so make sure that you have the name, address, and your email, and a phone number where we can reach you. And please do one for each person, not couples, not, just one for each person, and then put it in the basket that's over by the greeting table. And for a full listing of all our upcoming activities, please go to our website, unityoforangecounty.org. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. Amy, our wonderful volunteer coordinator. Amy, stand up because you're a little tiny thing. And then she is looking for volunteers for the next couple months. We need volunteers as greeters, and we need volunteers for hospitality. And now hospitality, you don't have to bring us a whole big awesome lunch, but snacks are wonderful. And you could even team up. You don't just not one person, maybe you and your friend would like to do it together. And then that helps too. So it's just a wonderful feeling when you see everybody really just enjoying their snacks and fellowshipping. And that's what this is all about. So that'll be good. And on my little left ear here, I forgot my choir instructor. Bill, today, after service, we do have choir practice. And is it still okay for people to join? People can still join today. And the soul singers will be singing on Easter Sunday. So be sure to be here and really enjoy the festivities. And Bill is a wonderful teacher, and he has some wonderful music picked out for Easter. So please join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Another word, a quick word about choir too. We are going to do a quick recording after service. It won't be immediately after service, but soon after. So if you find that we're pushing you out and asking you to keep it down to a dull roar, that's why. We just need to record something later for the choir performance. So just so you know. So we are talking about doing for others as you would want them to do for you. And I know I'm paraphrasing that. There's a million versions of the golden rule. I find it interesting that every major religion has it. To me, that's a truth. If every religion recognizes that, that's a truth. And this is a Supertramp song. I'm sure it's going to sound familiar to some of you, but it talks a little bit about giving to others. Give a little bit of your love to me. I'll give a little bit of my love to you. There's so much that we need to share, so send a smile and show you care. I'll give a little bit of my life for you. So give a little bit of your time to me. See the man with the lonely eyes, oh, take his hand, you'll be surprised. Give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit of my life for you. Now's the time that we need to share, so find yourself, we're on our way back home. Oh, going home. Don't you need to feel at home? Oh, we gotta sing. Thank you guys so much. All right, guys, let us get settled in our chairs. We're going to get ready for the daily word and the time of meditation. We're going to do that by singing together, Blessing to the World. I want you to listen to the words and absorb them. This one's for you. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Having heard that, take it inside for yourself. Know the I am. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. Now expand to include everyone. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. And I'd like to invite Diane to the platform.
Good morning, everyone. On this beautiful sunny day, which makes me filled with joy. And that happens to be our daily word, joy. So, Sunday, March 26th already. Almost over, 2 weeks to Easter. So, joy. I draw from my wellspring of joy. There are so many ways to express joy. I may speak words of praise that bring the awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action, my every step aglow with the light of God, enlivening all I do. I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience the same happiness whether I am in the heart of a busy city or in the stillness of nature. And then there is the quiet joy of just being the richest joy of all. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic flow spilling over into my heart and life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people." And that's Luke 2:10. And so now our thoughts, our prayers. We'll sing together our thoughts, our prayers.
As the prayer box comes forward, please join me. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
We honor and recognize the divine presence in the universe, and we know that we are part of the sacred creative energy. We know, affirm, and expect that all of our prayers are now being answered for our highest and best good, for the highest and best for all of those for whom we pray. We offer our gratitude and thanksgiving for all the blessings that we now have in our lives, for all the blessings that we are receiving now. And let's just take a moment to pray together in silence for all of those prayer requests in this box and that are in your heart. Thank you, Divine Spirit, and so it is. Amen. And now we'll take a few moments to get quiet and get ready for today's meditation on this beautiful quality of joy. Let's start by gently closing your eyes and getting comfortable and relaxed. Focus on your breathing. As you breathe in, imagine that you are breathing in the feeling of joy. As you breathe out, relax. Feel any tension in your face and body relaxing. Keep breathing in pure, beautiful joy. Joy surrounds you in this moment right now and is always available to you. It's part of who you are. Now bring a smile to your face as the feeling of joy fills you. Joy is your natural state of being. As you remember the joy of living in the love of God, your body responds. Bring your awareness to your body and notice if you are holding any tension. Allow the smile on your face to soften in any body part that is holding tension. Just imagine that body part smiling. Now recall a happy memory, such as the love you have for your family, a friend, a baby, a pet, or even something amusing. Simply focus on whatever brings up a happy memory or a feeling of happiness. Notice joy as it rises in your heart. Imagine your heart pulsing the energy of pure joy. Spread that joyful feeling from the top of your head to the tips of your toes and outwardly to those all around you. Every cell in your body responds to the feeling of joy, and you feel embraced and filled by this joy. As we close this time of meditation, you find it easier to smile and feel joyful right now and throughout your day, not only today, but every day. Spreading your joyful energy out to others in your home, your community, and out to the entire universe. Thank you, Divine Presence, for our innate gift of joy that is our natural state. And so it is.
Make me an instrument, Lord of thy peace, as I let go, as I release. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken in this living Christ in me. Make us an instrument, Lord of thy peace, as we give love, love we receive. Make us an instrument, humble and free, as we awaken in this living Christ, God's presence
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Tom. So, yeah, Tom is right. You know, I had a book once, and it had whatever you wanted to find out, like in the Bible or anything you wanted to look up, any ideas, it had what all the world religions said about it. And it was great because what I found was that the world religions have a lot in common. We're so busy sometimes seeing the differences, but the fact of the matter is that truth is truth, and it goes across all religions. And I always say, if every religion talks about something, God was trying to get our attention. You know, like every world religion talks about forgiveness. Every single one has got something about forgiveness and non-judgment. And this one here is what we call the golden rule. And people think it's like a Christian thing, but it really isn't. So this is the golden rule, and this is it in 7 religions. There's probably 12 to 15 that actually have this. But this one shows some of the major ones, and I can't read them. But so, like, for instance, in we have, blessed is he who prefers his brother before himself. Hurt not others with that which pains you. No one of you is a believer until he desires for his brother what he desires for himself. The one we know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is the sum of duty. Do not to others that which, if done to thee, would cause pain. Judaism, what is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow man. That is the entire law. All the rest is commentary. And then that nature only is good when it shall not do unto another whatever is not good for its own self. So a while ago, many years ago, I was staying at somebody's house. I lived in a room, and they had a prayer on the wall, and it said, God, grant me the ability to treat others today the way I want to be treated tomorrow. And I still say that prayer. If I ask for the ability to treat others the way I want to be treated, then I'm not going to have any problem in the world. Because think about it. Very often, if we don't treat others the way we want to be treated, we know that what comes around goes around. What goes around comes around. And it's going to come back and get us. And so it's really important that we remember this. One of the things I had said is these last few weeks, I want to do the things that were important to me in my life. And this principle is one of them. And it is about kindness. One thing is kindness. When we're kind to others, people are kind to us. But it's more than kindness. It's about compassion. It's about integrity. It's about being responsible. It's about when you tell someone something, you do it. It's about being honest. It's about all those things that we take sometimes for granted, and we don't realize how important that is for us, and how those kind of things stick with us our entire life. We might not remember what we hear from a minister or a rabbi or a priest or whatever, but we remember when someone does something really good to us. Those are the things that we hold on. Like I can remember, this is going back a lot of years. It was at a really dark time of my life. I was all alone. I did not believe in God. I did not believe in anything. And it was Christmas. And even though I didn't believe in God, it was still Christmas. Everybody's with somebody. And I was just in a really bad place. And a friend of mine knew that. And he invited me to join him and his partner for Christmas Eve. And I was just so happy to have a place to go. I would have been just fine with that. And I went to bed Christmas Eve, and I woke up, and they had put a stocking for me, with their stockings on the fireplace. And in the stocking was a little gift. It was just like this wooden box. I had that wooden box for so many years, and it just brought tears to my eyes because it was this act of more than just kindness. It was an act of compassion. It was an act of love. It was an act of giving. And it was something so unexpected. It wasn't like they had planned this. They probably had that box somewhere, but it meant a lot to me. And, and I don't know where they got the stocking on Christmas Eve, but there was a stocking for me. And then they had somewhere to go Christmas Day. They took me with them. And I spent the whole day with them. And I felt like It was the best gift ever. I have to tell you, I've had a lot of good Christmases since, but I remember that one. I remember that one because that's what people remember in life. You can give them, all kinds of gifts, but what they remember is when you give of yourself. And the same thing comes true when people are nasty to us, but we tend to remember the good. If I look back and I say, well, what was the worst thing someone did to me? I have a hard time. I've done a lot of work on forgiveness, but, I have a hard time, but I can remember all the good things that people have done to me. There's something that happens when we do something for someone else. Years ago, we had the blessing bags, and we would drive around with these bags for the homeless. And in it, we would have toothpaste, toothbrush, all the things that we thought. And I'll never forget, a friend of mine from Savannah had moved to California, and he was a hairdresser. And he worked in Beverly Hills in a very exclusive salon. And so I went to see him, and I walked out, and there was this homeless person. And at first I thought, wow, in Beverly Hills. And then I thought, well, why not Beverly Hills? If I'm going to put my hand out, I don't want to go to a neighborhood where nobody has anything. I want to go to the rich and famous. At least I have a good chance of getting something decent. I've never understood that. It's like, I just have to tell you, so I lived in Miami, and Miami, like San Diego and Los Angeles, have this very large homeless population. But when you think about it, if you were homeless, would you want to live where it's cold? I would figure out some way to get where it's warm. At least if I'm going to live on the street, I want the weather to be as good as I can. So Miami had, a lot of homeless people, and LA does too. So I didn't have it with me. I went to my car, and I had these blessing bags, and I got it, and I went back, and I handed it to the man, and he just looked at me. I will never forget this, with the most sincere, kind eyes, and he said, God bless you. What a gift. The thing is, most of the time, when you give to someone who is homeless, guess what you get back? A blessing. They rarely say to you, is that all I'm getting? Couldn't you give me more? I'm out on the street. They always say, God bless you. And that's one of the best gifts you can give someone, is blessing them. So when we do things like that, we get so much more. And that's what the golden rule is about. It is about treating others the way we want to be treated. Because folks, as we give, so we get. Whatever we give out is what we get. And so we remember these things because these are the things in life that count. So that I'm really into movies. And there's a lot of movie scenes that have to do with the golden rule. And some of them are based in real stories. And I was really having a hard time because there were so many. I'm like, this is a good one, this is a good one, this is a good one. But the thing is that I've found is that when someone practices the golden rule and does something, and it comes from a place you don't expect. Jesus shared, it's very easy to forgive your brother. It's not so easy to forgive the person who cuts you off in traffic. And, it's that kind of stuff. It's the people we don't expect it from. So, like I said, there's a lot of movies, but there's this one movie that I absolutely love, and it's called The Pianist. And it's about a Jew in World War II who was hiding out from the Nazis, and he's hiding out in an attic, and he's been there a long time, and he's cold, and he's hungry, and life isn't good. Let's just say that. He's surviving, but life isn't good. And a German soldier discovers him. Now, we tend to think, every German soldier, every Nazi, every whatever is bad. And we tend to like to label people good, bad. Nazis are great to label bad because lots of people agree on that. But this German soldier, who was a Nazi, discovers this Jew in the attic. And rather than what most would do, taking this man and taking him to a concentration camp, starts to bring him bread, food, I mean, this is such an act of kindness beyond anything that most of us ever get a chance to do. And so the war is coming to an end. The Russians are coming to Poland, and this pianist was Polish, and the Germans are getting ready to pull out. And so the German goes to see this Jewish man one more time and do one final act of kindness and treating somebody the way they would want to be treated. And this is the scene.
Jude?
Bitte. Was bedeutet die ganze Schießerei?
Die Russen auf der anderen Flussseite. Ein paar Wochen werden sie wohl noch aushalten müssen. Mehr nicht.
Was ist los?
Wir ziehen ab.
Sind die Russen da?
Noch nicht.
Ich weiß nicht, wie ich Ihnen danken soll.
Danken Sie Gott nicht mehr. Es ist sein Wille, dass wir überleben. Naja, zumindest sollten wir daran glauben. Hier. Nehmen Sie.
Und Sie?
Ich habe noch einen. Einen wärmeren. Was werden Sie eigentlich tun, wenn das hier alles vorbei ist?
Ich werde wieder Klavier spielen. Im polnischen Rundfunk.
Sagen Sie mir Ihren Namen. Ich werde die Ohren offen halten.
Spielmann.
Spielmann. Guter Name für einen Pianisten.
Whether you could read all that or not. That's the golden rule. You know, that's the thing, that it's really easy for us to be treated well by those people that we love, or for us to treat people well that we love. But what about if we treated well the people that we're not expected to treat well? It doesn't say treat others the way you want to be treated if you're similar to them, you know, if they're like you, if you agree with them. It doesn't say that. And, you know, and Jesus taught this. I mean, he taught that, you know, he healed the lepers. The people that people wouldn't touch, they wouldn't go near them because they were considered dirty. And yet he healed them. You know, the story of the Good Samaritan is all about that. It is all about someone crossing the street to help somebody that was different from them and that other people would consider them to be dirty. So I ask you, think about this a minute. If you did nothing else in your life but woke up in the morning and said to yourself, God, help me to treat everyone today the way I want to be treated tomorrow, how different would your life be? Forget your life. How different would the world be? Because guess what? We're not going to change the world in a big way, most of us. Maybe some of you are getting ready to discover something great that's going to change the world, but most of us aren't. But we can change the life of another person. That Nazi soldier may not have changed anything in that war, but he made a difference to that Polish man. And in turn, both men were fed. Both men were blessed. And both men's lives were changed because of that simple act. How many times have you walked by? There was a thing I read, and it was about from the homeless, someone who was homeless, and they asked them, they said, so when somebody says, the homeless person said to the man, they said, so when you say hello to a homeless person, what do you think the homeless person is thinking? And the man said, well, he's thinking, I said hello. And they said, no. What he's thinking is, you saw me. When we say hello to somebody on the street who looks homeless, what we're saying to that person is, I see you as a person. I see you as a human being. That's what that Nazi was saying to that man. I see you. And what is one of the greatest gifts that we can give to people is to see them. Most of the time we go through our life and nobody sees us. Maybe our friends and family, but we don't say hello to strangers. We don't smile at strangers most of the time. If you want to do that, you should go to a place, live in some place where there's a lot of vacationers, because people on vacation say hello to everybody. I lived in Savannah, and everybody says hello to everybody because most people are on vacation. But when you're going through your everyday life, you don't have time to do that. But just think about what a smile does. When you smile to somebody, you're not only saying, I see you, but, hi, I care about you, enough to give you a smile. What does a smile cost? So this rule, this golden rule, is about how we can live better in our lives. And when we do this and we practice this and we're living better in our lives, guess what? Our lives get better. In Unity, we believe that our thoughts, that we live from the inside out, and our thoughts and the way we think and the way we speak and the way we believe determine our lives. So if your life isn't going well, you got no one to blame. I'm sorry. You might want to blame your parents. You might want to blame your next door neighbor. You might want to blame your boss or your ex, because they're great to blame. But the fact of the matter is, you decide how you're going to react to life. You decide how you're going to be in this world. You decide, if people say to you, well, you have a great attitude. Why do you have a great attitude? You go, I go to Unity. And they're like, well, what is that? But the fact of the matter is that they see in you something that they want. So if you do nothing else in your life, try to live by this. Try and live by it. It does make a difference. It will make a difference in your life, and it will make a difference in every single life for every person that you meet and whose lives you touch. So close your eyes for a moment. I want you to think for a moment about some incident in your own life. Some small thing that someone did for you or said to you that in a way changed, may not have changed your life, but changed you. It made you feel like you were a person, that there was someone who cared about you as a human being. who saw you not for what you looked like or where you lived or what you wore, but for who you were, a child of God. We are all children of God. And we are, deep down, all the same. And so the way we treat others is the way we are treated. That's all we have to do. And when we do that, we truly change the world, one person at a time, one act of kindness, one smile, one gesture. And so we say, thank you, God, for us to remember that always. And so it is. Amen.
So many things we can't control, so many hurts that happen every day, so many heartaches that wound the soul, so much pain that won't ever go away. How do we make it better? How do we make it through? What can we do when there's nothing we can do? We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. Nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really wants to go to war. If everyone wants to make things right, then what are we always fighting for? Does nobody want to see it? Does nobody understand? The power to heal is right here in our hands. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same things. And maybe we'll find, when we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. And it's not enough to talk about it, not enough to sing a song. We must walk the walk about it, you and I, do or die. We've got to try to get along. We can be kind. We can take care care of each other, we can remember that deep down inside we all need the same things. And maybe we'll find when we are there for each other that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. And maybe we'll find true peace of mind if we'll only remember we can be kind.
Song by David Friedman. All right. So just a little commercial here. If you want to see a good movie about this, that's out now. It's actually on Amazon Prime. It's called, the title isn't exact, but there's only one title that's like this. The Same as Me But Different, or The Same Different as Me. It's so good. This is such a good movie. If you can, you have Prime. If not, try and find someone who has Prime. It's definitely worth seeing. It's on there now, so it's something like that. You'll find it because it's the only movie that has some weird title like that. But Same as Me but Different, or Same Different as Me. It's all the same, yet different. All right, so here at Unity, we have 5 basic principles that we believe in, and we like to affirm every week because to remind us what it is that we do believe here at Unity. And so our first one is together, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know. I make a difference. And one way we make a difference is through giving and receiving. And this is our opportunity to give. If you've brought a gift to give, please put it in your hands as we bless it. If you haven't brought a gift, please say the blessing prayer. And as the blessing, whatever they're called, baskets, thank you. You know, it's catchy. Tom gave it to me. He had it before. He gave it to me. He's fine now. Anyway, so as the baskets go around, put your hand over it and bless it. And while together, let us say our blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Excuse me. And while the basket's going around, we'd like to welcome anybody who is here for the first time. So if you're here for the first time, we have a little packet, and in it is, on the front of it is a thing for you to fill out if you'd like to get on our email list. And we don't inundate you with a bunch of emails. So you get one on the weekend telling you what's going on, and then my message on Wednesday. So if you're here for the first time, raise your hand. Raise it. Raise it high. Okay. And Tina over here. And we have a blessing for those who are here the first time together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And a couple of reminders, next week is our general meeting, our annual meeting. Please come. And also it is Palm Sunday, but we're going to talk about, because it's also the Sunday before Passover, So the talk is going to be on Passover, the ultimate story of letting go. I bet you didn't know that. That Passover was the ultimate story of letting go. Come next week and you'll find out why. All right. So now what we like to do is recognize the fact that the light is within us all. So we like to stand up and sing "This Little Light of Mine."
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine.
And to join hands for our peace song and our prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God, and the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Altogether, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.